So first rule is always the pausing when a CPR in the past 4 days, 3 days, included today, is beyond whatever. They usually tell me like,
Mhm.
oh, the average or the value is this, and the CAC, the cost acquisition, or the CPR, whatever, is this. So every company has like the metric that they call God. Sometimes it's
Mhm.
ROAS, sometimes it's CPR, sometimes it's CAC. So you just get that word and then you put the rule connected to it. Second one, so I do this on ad level. Second one, I do it on ad set level. So I always
Mhm.
have like one ad level, ad set level, and then in the future, when they are more used to having more creatives, when they have more flow of content and so on, campaign level. And then a revive rule. The revive rule is the most important one. So when the CPR in the past, I usually do the campaign, the rule, sorry, with 4 days. So 3 days included today. But
Mhm.
then when I want to revive, I go to over 7 days because I know some people will purchase, they keep the tab open and they purchase 1 or 2 days later. So we probably like 25, 35% of the campaigns that I see, they add extra conversions 2, 3 days later. So
Okay.
that's why the revive rule, I want the revive rule when the CPR is below. If, for example, the CPR is just because everybody kind of like has like a similar to CPR metric.
Mhm. Yeah.
If their goal is the CPR of, let's say, 35, I want the revive rule to revive everything below 32. So
Okay.
there's like a tiny bit of like a frame, in between. Because I know, for example, if I revive a campaign now with 32, then it's going to go maximum to 37 before it gets
Mhm.
paused. But there's a chance that it will go down to 28. So,
Okay.
that's kind of like,
Mhm.
those are the four rules, but three, because the campaign one, I wait for like a couple weeks until when they're like, oh, this works. So no, I
Mhm.
don't duplicate.
Okay.
I don't, which is pretty odd because I know a lot of people do it. But what I do is I recycle, I will call it. So let's say this image in this campaign to this audience is working really well. Then I will pause. Well, the rules will pause absolutely everything. So imagine every one campaign has 4 ad sets, 4 audiences. Each ad set, I'm asking always for 4 different creatives. And these creatives are going to be the same in the 4 ad sets. So you have basically, like 16 images, but there are 4. So they're
Mhm.
already duplicated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a 4 images,
Mhm.
but there are 4 times in every ad set. So I don't duplicate to not have like over duplication. Um, but then one of the images is always going to win. This is the algorithm from Meta. It always chooses one to win, maximum 3. So once you have this one, the rules, how I set them is to pause everything else after the learning phase. If I will end up probably, if I check now any account, I have like one campaign that is active with 1 or 2 ad sets that survive the rules, with one maximum 2 images that are selling a lot of money. So then I go to campaign level and I add more money into this one. I already have the
Okay.
winning ad, so I'm just going to keep adding. And then always on TikTok, we can add maximum 15% budget per day. Meta is 20%, so the algorithm doesn't freak out. So the
Okay.
rule that I'm actually testing this one, to be honest. At Loop we had it, but kind of like you need like a human eye to really control this.
Mhm.
But I said that every 2 days, if the conditions remain, add 20% budget to the campaign